Hi, how are you guys doing? So we have another story. We've read this once already in class. This was called The Happiest Tree. Do you guys remember us reading about this? It's about a little girl named Meena, right? Who had a hard time keeping her body still. And she started doing something that helped her to be able to stay still for her school play. Do you guys remember us reading this? So this is called The Happiest Tree, a yoga story. This is the cover of our story, right? We talk about the cover. This is the back. And this is the spine. Just like we have a spine down our backs, right? And do you guys remember what the illustrator does? We have the illustrator and the author. So the illustrator, I asked you guys backwards. This is a little tricky today, huh? The illustrator, this one is Ruth Yaveran. She's the one who drew the pictures for the story. And the author is Uma Krishmaswamy. She's the one who wrote the words for the story. All right. Do you guys remember what happened? Shall we read it again and see what happens with Meena in The Happiest Tree? Meena was excited about the play her class was writing, a new and improved version of Red Riding Hood. She laughed out loud when they decided Grandma would chase the wolf. She liked figuring out how the story would end for the woodcutter, and she loved painting the sets until she spilled the paint. "It's okay," said Meena's teacher, Mrs. Jackson, but Meena felt terrible. When the class chose parts, Meena pretended she wasn't interested. "Meena, everyone gets to play a part," said Mrs. Jackson. Meena shook her head. All she could say was, "I can't. I'm too clumsy." Mrs. Jackson would not take no for an answer. "Of course you can," she said. "You can be a tree. We need lots of trees in the forest." So how do you think Meena felt when her teacher said she wouldn't take no for an answer? Do you think Meena really didn't want to be in the play, or do you think she was worried about how things might go? Right? She said, "I'm too clumsy." Do you guys know what it means to be clumsy? Clumsy is when you maybe trip over things a lot, or you fall, or you stub your toe. Soon it was time for the first rehearsal. Walking onto stage, Meena hoped she wouldn't stumble. She hoped she wouldn't trip. But then she stumbled. She tripped. She almost fell. "Meena!" groaned the other trees. Meena wished she could fall right through the stage and become a disappearing tree. Have you guys ever wished you could be a disappearing tree? You could just disappear. Do you know what it means if you disappear? It means you're no longer there. Can't see you. That's what she was wishing. At dinner that night, Meena drooped. "I'm the worst tree in the world," she said. "Why?" asked Mom. "What happened?" Meena told her parents about the rehearsal and how she had tripped and stumbled. "It's all right, Meena Nani," said Mom. "It's just that your arms and legs are growing really fast. That can make you feel clumsy sometimes." "You don't have to be perfect," Dad added. "Just try your best." "I'm perfectly clumsy," Meena said sadly. Have you guys ever felt sad because you felt like you couldn't do something or you had a hard time doing something? Do you think you can maybe relate to how Meena feels and how she's saying she's perfectly clumsy? Maybe makes her a little sad. The next day, Meena and her mother went to the Indian grocery store to buy rice and flour and spices. There was so much to see. Meena whirled around, looking. "Careful," cautioned Mom. "I'm being careful," said Meena. She leaned forward to look at a little brass bell. A bag of rice toppled over. "It's all right," said Mrs. Vohra, the owner of the store. "Let her look." She gave Meena a piece of matai to munch on. The spicy flavors of the crumbly snack danced in Meena's mouth. "Thank you, Auntie," said Meena. Mrs. Vohra was everyone's auntie. So you see, she was looking at those bells right there. You can see how the flowers fell over. Suddenly, Meena saw something that made her fall goop-a-choop, silent in astonishment. Through a window in the back of the store, in the room beyond, she saw feet. They rose up into the air. They stayed very still. Then slowly they went back down. "That's one of our yoga classes," said Auntie. "Would you like to join my children's class?" "I'm too clumsy," said Meena. "Clumsy schmumsy," said Auntie. "Just try it and see, nah?" Meena watched the window. Now hands rose up in the air. Meena raised her own arms. She joined her palms over her head. "Oh my," said Auntie. "You're doing better already." So Meena agreed to sign up for yoga class. So did you hear it? Meena was worried about being clumsy in class. Do you guys remember what we said clumsy was? It means when you trip over your feet or you maybe stub your toe a lot and you fall down. So you guys see Meena in the background there? She's not doing it perfect yet. Yoga class was not easy, but Meena tried her best. She breathed slowly and deeply. She stretched like a rubber band. "Let's do the cat pose," said Auntie. "Breathe in, arch up, breathe out, down, breathe in." Meena breathed in and out and arched her back up and down, but then she lost her balance. Her foot shot out and she nearly hit the yoga cat behind her. "Now the frog pose," said Auntie. "Down on your knees, sit back on your feet, knees wide open, bend your body forward." Meena bent her body low, but when she tried to put her hands on the floor to rest like a lily pad, she fell over. So she's not able to do it right away, is she? She struggles a little bit, just like we all sometimes struggle when we try something new for the first time. But it doesn't sound like Meena's given up. She's still trying, right? And that's what we want to do. We want to keep trying until we figure it out. Meena stretched and breathed her way through yoga class. Auntie told her what she did correctly and helped her with the difficult parts. Soon Meena could breathe deeply and make herself still. Her feet didn't shoot out so much. She didn't topple over as often. "Very nice, Meena," said Auntie. Meena felt golden warm inside. What do you think that means that she felt golden warm inside? Do you think that made her feel good when she was told that she was doing good, that she was doing very nice, right? It shows that she's starting to figure it out, huh? Oh, where is she back? Is she in yoga class or is she at school? What do you guys think? Looks like we've got people practicing for the play, huh? During rehearsals for Red Riding Hood, Meena tried to be still and quiet, but her feet had trouble staying rooted. She kept looking around. She laughed at all the funny parts. She wanted to say the lines when her classmates forgot them. "Meena, stay still," said one of the other trees. "Only your branches are supposed to move," said another. "Shh," said a third. Meena tried her best. It was hard keeping her arms and legs from moving around. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think she's going to figure out how to be still for the tree? In yoga class, though, Meena's arms and legs learned to work in smooth, slow movements. She stretched out flat on her stomach and kept her feet together. Then she propped herself up on her arms and raised her head, turning left, then right, in the cobra pose. One day, Auntie announced, "We're going to try the tree pose." "Oh no!" cried Meena. "I'm a terrible tree." Auntie looked puzzled, so Meena explained about the class play. "I understand," Auntie said, "but a yoga tree is different. Just take a deep breath, hold it for 2 seconds, ikto, and let it go." Meena began to relax. She rooted her feet and raised her arms. She breathed and breathed. She calmed down. Her worries went away. So she's starting to calm down and be able to hold her body still as she practices more and more, huh? Can you guys find Meena in the class? Do you see her? Right back here. After a few weeks, Meena found it easy to breathe slowly and deeply in yoga class. One day, when all the children were sitting in lotus pose, a thought lit up in Meena's mind. I can change my body by how I feel inside, she realized. If I'm quiet inside, my body will be still. That's what yoga is really about. Meena hugged her thought to herself. It filled her with gladness. She imagined herself standing tall and still, growing roots in Red Riding Hood's forest. So what do you think that means if she said she held her thought close to herself? Do you think maybe that's her way of trying to say she's trying to remember it? Because this thought made her feel really happy, didn't it? And what is that thought? Do you guys remember? It's that if she is still inside and quiet, her body will also be still, right? What do you think? Do you see Meena there? She looks like she might be worried, huh? On the night of the performance of the new and improved version of Red Riding Hood, Mom and Dad drove Meena to school. Meena and her classmates put on their costumes. Meena's sweatshirt and tights were stretchy and soft, but her tree branches tickled and her roots scratched. Don't worry, Meena Nami, said Mom. You'll be fine. We know you'll be a great tree, said Dad. On stage, everyone, Mrs. Jackson announced. It's time to start the play. So you see, everybody's getting ready. But Meena seems very nervous. Do you know what it means to be nervous? Nervous is when you're kind of a little scared and anxious inside, like you're worried about how you're going to do. That kind of can give you fluttery feelings in your stomach or your chest. That was when it happened. As Meena walked onto the stage, one of her branches snagged Red Riding Hood's cloak. Then Meena's right foot stepped on the root of her left foot. She tripped. She almost fell down. Meena, whispered the other trees. Meena, just leave your broken roots behind, said Mrs. Jackson. Just do the best that you can. Meena kicked her way out of the pile of roots. She looked around for a place to hide. How could she be a tree without roots? What do you think she's going to do? Do you think she's going to still go out on stage and figure it out? Through the curtain, Meena saw the audience gathering. She found Mom and Dad. She spotted someone else too. Auntie had come to see Meena be a tree. Meena knew she couldn't hide, so she started her yoga breathing in, out, in, out. She got so quiet she could feel her heart beating. Then she stood up straight in her best tall tree way, raised her arms high, and took her place on stage. Never mind those silly old roots, Meena thought. She would grow her own yoga tree roots right into the floor of the forest. See Meena? Got Red Riding Hood and everyone in the background. The curtains opened and the play went on. Grandma chased away the wolf. The woodcutter became a recycled paper salesman. And Red Riding Hood wrote a play about her scary day in the forest. Through it all, Meena took deep breaths and let them out. She was still when she needed to be. She moved slowly and carefully when she needed to move. Best of all, she knew she could do this again anytime she wanted to. Meena was the happiest tree in the whole forest. See her smiling face? So here are some different pictures of what she did in the yoga, and I'm going to show you how to do some of these in a different video that you guys will be able to try. But she's got the cat. She's got the lotus position. She's got frog, tree, and cobra. So we'll do some of those, and you guys get to practice doing those with me. So I want you guys to think about some ways that you can help your body be still when you need to be, and how you can help yourself feel better. right? Because that's what Meena did. She figured out how to feel better and how to do something that helped to feel her calm inside so that she could be calm on the outside, right? That can be really hard sometimes. You guys have a really good day, and I will see you later.